Welcome back, casual patio gardeners. Just thought I'd give you an update on how my patio garden's going and talk to you about tomatoes on a patio in containers. I think tomatoes are going to be like one of the #1 things a lot of people want to grow on their patios because tomatoes are amazing. It's gotten hot, which means that I have now stepped my timing up to watering every day, and that's going to be important in the peak of the summer on a patio. In these 2 boxes along the back here, I've got flowers growing. Here you can see I am growing a tomato, and I'm really excited about this idea. I think this might be something that makes growing tomatoes on a patio even more fun than growing them in a regular in-ground garden. And that is that this is my trellis. So my plan is that I'm going to train this tomato, see it's already in progress, up to here, and then it's going to split and grow out along the top. So all of these yummy little cherry tomatoes that is going to be growing are just kind of be hanging down along the top of my patio. So I can sit on my patio and just enjoy that foliage growing and vining along my railing. And then also I can pick and eat delicious cherry tomatoes. So I've got actually 3 cherry tomatoes growing on my patio. And if you are a patio grower in any size container, cherry tomatoes or even smaller are gonna be your best bet. In a container, you do run up against some problems that you don't have growing in the ground. Problem biggest is that there's only a certain amount of nutrient in your container that is available to the tomato. And because we have to water so frequently, because the soil heats up more and loses more water, those nutrients are going to wash out faster. So if you grow something smaller like a cherry tomato that doesn't need as many nutrients to produce its fruit, you're not going to have as many nutrient-related issues. I am fertilizing these guys with blood meal and bone meal. Blood meal provides nitrogen for leaf growth. Bone meal is a great source of phosphorus and potassium and calcium to prevent blossom end rot. So the 2 of those together in a container this size, this is a 10-gallon grow bag. I do a tablespoon of blood meal and a tablespoon of bone meal. I just applied 1 tablespoon each so far, and that may be all I add for the season. I'm going to watch my plant and see what it does and respond accordingly. Now, theoretically, you can grow any kind of tomato in a container. You can grow those massive old 1-pound heirloom tomatoes, but in practice, you're gonna have the best luck with the cherries. If you wanna grow a bigger tomato, I recommend that you avoid the really big ones and you avoid the sauce tomatoes. So sauce tomatoes like your Roma tomatoes are especially prone to blossom end rot, and blossom end rot is especially a problem in a container. The problem with your big giant heirlooms is that they are especially prone to cracking with irregular water levels. So in a container, you're going to dry out more, and then you're going to get a lot of water when you water. After a certain point in development, if your tomato gets a rush of water, its skin is already set and it will swell and crack the skin. And that's how you get the cracking and the cat facing. So you can avoid all of that by just sticking with your smaller varieties of tomatoes. There are some things that you can grow quite successfully in containers along with your tomatoes. This container used to have basil growing in it, but the grasshoppers ate all my basil. I've done a whole video about why this year is my worst year gardening and how grasshoppers are part of that. If not for the grasshoppers, basil would be in here and it would be beautiful. Take my word for it. Lettuce is really awesome for small container growing, and you can squeeze it in just about anywhere. The reason I'm not going to try to grow lettuce in containers on my patio right now is because it's just too darn hot. Your regular herbs are always going to do awesome in containers. I've got rosemary and thyme growing in this container. There's a lot you can grow in containers on your balcony. You can get a lot of ornamental value out of it. When these tomato plants grow up and along the balcony, it's gonna be beautiful and a whole lot of fun. Thank you for joining me here on my patio. I hope you have a wonderful time on your own.